And we're going to see the fireball. Does Cobalion live? Hey guys, it's Zach, and today we are going to continue working with the Cobalion Rain Team. Now we have a couple more days until the season resets, and I'll be using a new team that I'll use to hopefully climb to Master Ball. That's why we call it Hope for Master Ball, because it's a surprise that I make it every season. We did okay last episode. We came across a well-played Venusaur team, which really Cobalion had a great matchup against, but they just minimized the amount of damage Cobalion could do, and they were able to just drag it out and win very well. Hopefully we do better today. Let's see how it goes. Our first opponent is going to be Shaggy, and a heavy fake out team. So with fake out with Dragapult being a ghost type and Cobalion usually Dynamaxing turn 1, there's really not much you could do against it. How well does Rillaboom do here? I think Togekiss is actually better than Rillaboom in this one. And I think when you see the Cobalion and the Rillaboom, you don't bring the Azumarill. So I'm bringing Politoed in hopes that you're bringing the Alola Marowak and not the Politoed. But then again, without Rillaboom, we can't minimize max Quake damage, ground type damage. So this could be a tough one. So here you could Sucker Punch. You can Sucker Punch the Dragapult, but we do have the Focus Sash. I'm thinking there's like a deeper strategy here, but I don't know what. Okay, so you switch into Porygon 2. So you're just immediately going to try to bring in Trick Room. Do you have any special attackers though? That's the thing. And we're actually going to see Bisharp Dynamax. So maybe you're trying to go for the guaranteed knockout on the Dragapult. I'm worried about the turn 2 play, because we don't want them to get up Trick Room, but we also don't want Bisharp to do really good damage against Cobalion. We do great damage against the Porygon 2. Max Darkness here. That's probably going into the Dragapult. It is, so you're going to bring us down to our Sash. And you can't Sucker Punch. But you are bringing down our special defense. So I think here I Max Knuckle into Porygon 2 and set up a Reflect. Because if you Ally Switch, I hit the Bishop hard. If you try to set up Trick Room, I'm going to knock out your Porygon 2. And the Reflect should help us take anything from Bisharp. Because even though it's lowering our special defense, it is a physical attacker. And we're actually going to see the max guard, so you're probably going for Trick Room here. Okay. So we made the good call. So you wasted a turn of your Dynamax, and Trick Room did not go up. Who do you bring in now? Do you bring Mienshao back in? You bring in Rillaboom. So I think here you're going to go for the Grassy Glide. So here I can honestly just Protect, because you're trying to get a quick knockout on the Dragapult. And we just get a Max Knuckle off into the Bisharp. And at +5, that is going to be enough to just guarantee the knockout. And Cobalion's actually back up to full. And here I want to say we see a Grassy Glide and a Fake Out come out. So if we don't see the Fake Out, I am going to bounce in the Rillaboom, because Rillabooms usually don't carry Protect because they're Assault Vest, and I'm just going to Shadow Ball. I do expect the Dragapult to go down to a Grassy Glide. So we do see the Fake Out into the Cobalion. You could double into it. I think honestly we can leave Togekiss in the back. And I believe we're +1 in speed. Let's go ahead and bounce again into the Rillaboom, and then we'll just Protect. Especially if we can stall out the Grassy Terrain with Politoed on the field, we can just bring Togekiss in. Yeah. So the only bad thing about Bounce is that it's really inaccurate, so there is a possibility that we could just miss. So I think now I want to try to Scald into the Mienshao. And we still have the Reflect up, so Politoed should take at least one Grassy Glide. And if you're gonna click close combat, you're gonna lower your defenses for Togekiss to come in. Oh, we do miss. Wow. Crit on the Scald is going to bring me and Chao down to a sash. So our Reflect has worn off. So I want to say we could see the Rillaboom try to go after the Cobalion. Yeah, you actually do go after the Cobalion, but we were going to survive. So if you can't knock out the Politoed, I will get an Icy Wind off. You do knock out the Politoed, unfortunately. So no more priority Grassy Glide. So I think Togekiss can just come in and Dazzling Gleam. And as long as we hit our bounce, this should be a sealed game. It's not over yet though, because we've already seen bounce miss once, and it can easily miss again. My opponent's taking a very long time on their move choice. Oh. Wood Hammer does nothing. Mienshao goes down. And here we can forget about the bounce and just go for Iron Head and Air Slash. We're either going to knock it out or get a flinch. And Iron Head's enough to pick it out. So maybe we shouldn't have bounced to begin with. Yeah, maybe, I mean, being +5, bounce probably wasn't a necessary play. So we're going to go ahead and go into our second battle. The first one took very long because my opponent took a while to choose their moves, and we kept missing the bounces. So, okay, we have our next opponent. It's going to be Chris. And here we see coaching. The last one is a hard choice. So Rioli and Snorlax. I don't think Rioli has any form of redirection. But I think even at +1 defense, we should be able to knock out the Snorlax. It could belly drum, and well, why would you belly drum if you're coaching? So protect. You usually have protect, copycat, coaching, and bullet punch. So there's the coaching. So Snorlax is +1 in defense, but we're going to be +4 in attack with a super effective Max Knuckle. Maybe we should have Max Steel spiked for defense. And yeah, the Snorlax is just taken care of. So I think next turn we can reflect with the Dragapult. And it depends on what they bring in. Cinderace. So let's reflect to help us against and Rock Fall, because you should stay a fire type. Is the reflect going to be enough? That's the real kicker. Especially with the Cinderace probably being Life Orb and +1. So teams like this is why I decided to keep Reflect on Dragapult instead of Light Screen, because you see a lot of more physical mons. And we're going to see the Fireball. Does Cobalion live? We'll see the Life Orb. And the Max Rockfall does it. Okay. So that could have been really bad if we didn't live the Max Fireball. That was probably definitely a damage roll, but the Reflect made that possible. So here, Raioli's potential Focus Sash is chipped. And now we see Rillaboom, so we have the Reflect up, so that's really good. But I want to try to hit that Raioli. Here we'll see the Grassy Glide, which should be enough to take out Cobalion, yeah. So I thought about Max Steel Spiking to get a defense boost, but we wouldn't have lived 2 Max Fireballs anyway, so we're really glad we didn't go for that one. So I think here we can bring out our own Rillaboom and just try to get as much chip as possible. So let's go ahead and Shadow Ball and fake out into the Rillaboom. This Rillaboom is +1 defense, and it probably has the Assault Vest, so it's going to take these attacks pretty well. We get a special defense drop. If we can somehow stall out the grassy terrain, Togekiss just comes in and air slashes. So I think here it's best to knock off the Rillaboom and get rid of a potential Assault Vest. And thank goodness we invested into special attack. That would not have been possible with a max HP Dragapult. And it was a choice band, so it would have been stuck using Grassy Glide. So I think we just handled that one really well. We knew the strategy. It wasn't something that we were caught by. And it looks like this is James Beck's team as well. Because I know James Speed 1 is James Beck's account that he records videos on for YouTube. So it's kind of cool to be able to handle one of his teams. It would be cooler if we were able to handle one of these teams piloted by him, because I feel like he would have made some different choices. I want to go ahead and update the rank and see if we can get a decent boost. Not that good. Okay, well, anyways, what do you think about the coaching strategy? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to answer that question of the day at the beginning of the video. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thanks for watching, and you can continue showing your support by liking, subscribing, and having those conversations in the comments down below. Anyways, I'm Zach, and I'll see you guys in the next one.